Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to Birth Your Vision podcast. And I'm your host. In this episode, I'm so delighted to welcome the beautiful Nomusa Pagiwa. She will be sharing why now is the right time to turn your expertise into a business. So today we're going to be discussing how you can actually turn your skills, your experience into a business. She's going to share how we're going to package that and really monetize that, turn it into a high ticket, fantastic program and an offer. So let me just tell you about my guest before she comes on to speak and share a journey with us. Nomusa, she is the creator of Profitable Expertise, and she is a business coach to those who want to create online business. So she's an online business educator. She helps corporate professionals who are overworked, underpaid, and also overlooked to be able to package their knowledge and skills, especially the expertise, into a service that they can actually sell. And this in return can make an impact to the world and also get paid good money. So we're going to be talking all about that. And obviously to create a fantastic lifestyle in which they desire. And so we're going to be focusing on different areas when it comes to, turning your skills into a profitable business, turning that passion, that talent into a profitable business. We're going to be looking at, what do you need to have to be able to be qualified to start a business or to run a business? And we're also going to be looking at why do you think investing in a coach or mentoring is needed? Especially for early stages, and also really diving into what is the biggest thing that actually stops people from starting a business. So join us on this fantastic conversation. So welcome my wonderful guest, the lovely Nomusa. How are you, darling? Nice to see you again.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you. I know we've been talking for a little while, but it's nice to see you today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I mean, our experience goes back about sort of just before the lockdown. It was really amazing because we actually met online. And this is the power of meeting wonderful people online. And we've actually bonded, we've built it up our relationship and also our collaboration as well. You've been able to actually be a guest speaker at my network, which is the All Women's Network. And also you've actually supported me and guided and coached me also through my podcasting journey as well, which is really amazing. So I want to say thank you, and I want to also recognize all your wonderful accomplishments. So welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast.
Thanks. It's amazing how we've become very good friends. I think it's almost 2 to 3 years. We talk online, we Zoom, but we've actually never met in life. And this is the power of Zoom. This is the power of the internet, and this is the power of being connected online. You don't, at times you actually meet your good friends online, and it takes a while to meet. Like here in the UK, the lockdown has come down, so hopefully we shall be meeting probably somewhere in London very soon.
Absolutely. I can't wait for us to meet and really, get to even know each other even more. So, let's really dive into this wonderful conversation. It's all about turning your expertise into a business. You are an online business educator, and you run your masterclass session to really help people, especially those in the corporate world and those who are working 9 to 5. To kind of show them that there is another way, there is another opportunity for you to actually start a business from the comfort of your own home. And it's really about diving into looking at your expertise and looking at what you're good at. What are you consistent with? I remember you telling me that you are so consistent when it comes to podcasting. That is your thing, and I run with it. And I'm so happy that I did, right? So, let's take it from there. So how do you know if you are qualified to actually start and run a business? How do people know that?
I think what people don't realize is that as humans, just living our lives, being experienced and having the education, how it growing up, they tell you go to school, go to college, get a
Yeah.
get a career and get a job. And then we also have your own life experiences and your hobbies. So you
Yes.
can always look at that and see what you really enjoy. For example, if you've got a job and there's a particular thing that you enjoy at your work, because you know how it is, you've had jobs. You go to work, there's some things you don't like doing, and there's some things you can do all day long, even if you don't get paid. You just need to look at that and say to yourself, how can I turn this thing that I enjoy doing so much and that is needed by people into a business? And also you can look at your hobbies. There are some things that you enjoy doing and people would want to learn from you, and also our own personal experiences in life. The only thing that you'd probably need is probably a bit of coaching, a bit of mentoring, just to make sure that you are doing the right things to grow your business. So just look at yourself, look at your job, your experience, and your hobbies. You can always find something that will, that you can package and create a business with.
Fantastic. I love what you've said. There is something that you can actually package. So let's break that down. What is it? What are the skills that we can actually turn into a profitable side business?
I mean, it's different for so many people. Let me give you as an example. You are a bubbly person who enjoys speaking to people, and what you've discovered is actually you like interviewing people, and people like to know what's going in the world, what they can learn, and you've turned that talent of networking into a podcast. And I can give an example. Let's say you are a nurse and you've got a specialty. Let's say let me use a different one. Let's say a dietitian. You go to school, you learn to be a dietitian, and you can take all that knowledge and go stay home and create probably a course or a coaching package that you can streamline and teach people from home. You can pick various things. You can either teach people how to cook well, how to cook healthy, or what to eat and to lose weight. So just look at what you do and pick something that you really enjoy and something that people need, and just package and sell that. You find that people start looking for you just because you are a specialist in that area.
Fantastic. So just to add to what you've just said, I think there's so many variety when it comes to picking a specific expertise, for you to be able to run with. So for me, I was able to pick podcasting. Because I was consistent and you were able to guide me through that as well. And also, you can actually become an online coach, isn't it? Become a coach and teach what you know. You can actually kind of, start a blog if you wanted to. So anything that you feel that would actually benefit and make an impact in the lives of people, that is exactly what you should actually get yourself involved in. So, why do you think investing in a coach and a mentor perhaps is actually a good thing, especially for those who are starting at the early stages?
I think one of the biggest things that stop people from starting their own businesses is they don't know exactly what to do and what to start. Because what happens is we see people online with these big $1 million companies, these 6-figure companies, and you say to yourself, oh my God, how can I get there? What you need to remember is we all start at zero. So what a coach can do is give you a shortcut, give you a shortcut, teach you the processes that you need to take, show you. Basically, it's just to extract the goodness that you have so that they can guide you into a path that will help you shorten the journey. Because you don't know what you don't know. You might say to yourself, right, I need to start this business. But if you don't know all the little nuances that make it easier for you, that makes it quicker for you, and that makes it profitable for you, investing in a coach or a mentor will be one of the best things to do. And what I always say is you don't have to go to those, like the big gurus that you see that are charging so much money. You can always hire somebody who's just a few steps ahead of you. And and you might think, oh my God, this person only started 2 years ago, but they remember how it was where you are right now, and they can actually show you where the pitfalls are, and they can actually guide you so that you're not wasting any time. And people always say, but I can always find this information on Google. Fine, you can find it on Google, but how long will it take you? And sometimes you get conflicting information. So just taking that first step of making an investment, even a small investment, to learn just one aspect is a step forward.
Absolutely. You're definitely right. I mean, I've had coaches, and you've also been one of them as well. And I've been able to actually benefit because it's actually increased my engagement level. I've been able to have more confidence within myself. I've been able to take deeper level of learning, to do more research and really find my niche and really understand exactly what I'm offering and who my client group are. I had to really niche down, and, having a coach has been able to give me that support, to build my brand awareness, to build my personal awareness as well, and also support in improving specific skills. So I sometimes didn't want to do live. I was encouraged by you to do a live, to do a live, to come on live. And I was like, oh my God, this is not really me. But these are some of the things that your coach is able to identify and bring it to the table to help you to really come out of your comfort zone and help you to spot the blind spot, things that you don't see yourself. And remember that they've worked with so many clients who are in the same shoes as you are. And so it's important that, if you are struggling, you just get a coach or a mentor to guide you through. And there is a difference between a coach and a mentor. The mentor has the opportunity to guide you and see you through, while the coach is holding you, your hand, guiding you step by step, ensuring that there is a result at the end of your training or your coaching. So it's very important that you definitely, seek support. We're both coaches, so reach out to us.
Yeah.
If you're looking at starting a business, Nomusa will be sharing some of her amazing offer a little bit later. So, let's talk more about, your journey into becoming an online business educator.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been an up and down journey. I started a few years ago, and before that, I'd never ever heard of online business. And I remember my first business was, I was creating oils, because like my background is in nursing, and I always used to find these elderly people with dry skin, and I said to myself, actually, what can I do? So I used to mix these oils. I didn't take them to work because I couldn't do that, but I used to mix them and sell them, and I really found that so hard. And I remember at the time it was so cold and snowy, and trying to go to fairs to go and sell that. And then just one day, I just discovered online business. But it took me a little while, because I was a lot of people, especially us people from marginalized societies, we always said, you're told, get a good education, get a good job, and that will carry you forward. So that is always ingrained in us. But I started dabbling in, as a side hustle, teaching people a few things. But one thing really made me, focus. Remember, earlier on when you introduced me, you said that I worked with corporate professionals who are overworked, underpaid, and overlooked. And I do that because I know it from personal experience. And I'll tell you a story about being overlooked. I remember I was working in a certain department that shall be nameless. And my manager had left, so I was kind of helping run the department, and an advert came in to say if there's anyone who wants to do a secondment. It was like an internal advert. So I put my name forward because I was quite experienced. I could easily do the job, and I was actually covering.
Yeah.
Then I remember putting in an application and talking to the higher ups who would be interviewing to say, I'm interested in this. And then she said to me, oh, come and have a chat with me upstairs, in the exec offices. So I went up there, and the first thing she says to me, Nomusa, you are good at what you do. but I've got somebody else I'm interviewing tomorrow. So, it was just like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember, it's not the first time I've not been, I've interviewed and not got a job. But for some reason on that day, I said, as I was coming down the stairs, I was so mad with myself. I was saying, oh my God, I will never, ever let anyone decide how my life is going to run, because it was just like a whim, like, no, we know you're good at what you do, but we've got somebody else we're thinking of, So that made me focus, That became my why. And then the second thing is, I remember I was working 9 to 5. My son is 15 now, but at the time he was about 4. And his dad used to do the school run. And then I was off on one day, so he decided to have a nap. And I didn't know, I knew he had sports on that day.
Yeah.
But I didn't know whether I was finishing at 3 or was finishing at 4. And I was sitting there thinking, do I go to the gate at 3 or do I go at 4? Or do I wake up my husband to ask him what time? And I really, really felt bad because I've got this child and I'm standing here not knowing whether it's finishing at 3 and at 4. And those two things are the things that said, you know what can I do to make my life better? And a lot of women and some men who I work with also have that dilemma, because they want to have freedom, they want to be their own boss, they want to be able to go on holiday when they want to, but somebody else is making decisions for them. Or they are missing out on their kids growing up, missing out on school functions. So a lot of people, when they come to me, those are the things that bother them. They are well qualified and they've got something that they know that if they share with other people will be impacted, and at the same time they'll get paid good money. So those are the things that got me started. And a few years later, here I am working with people all around the world and chatting with you right now.
Fantastic. So what I hear you say is that, having this online business has actually given you more time with your family.
Yeah.
And is actually a flexible opportunity for you to be able to work from the comfort of your home, and also, to be able to help other people as well. So you're basically trying to ensure that you're balancing. And this is some of the challenges we face, isn't it? Which leads me to, some of the challenges, the biggest challenges that we face when it comes to starting a business, some of the barriers, the self-doubt that really kind of overwhelms us before we even think of starting or birthing a vision, right? So let's talk about those. So what do you think they are, some of the barriers when it comes to starting a business, and how can we actually overcome it?
Right. One of the biggest things is the fear of what other people will think.
Yeah.
The fear of being judged, the fear of being rejected. And I suffered from that. It took me a while even to show myself online. It took me a while to do anything like this, because we're always afraid of what people will think of us.
Right.
But if the reason why you are starting a business is not a strong reason, like you really have to have a big why that trumps everything, you will crumble. So fear of judgment, and then also just researching nonstop. You think, oh, let me check this, let me check that, or maybe I'll start tomorrow. Now is not the time. So those are the two biggest things that stop people. And at times people think it costs a lot of money. I mean, in this day and age, compared to the period of our parents' time, starting a business is so much easier. For as little as £100, and the skills you have and the knowledge you have and the equipment you already have. For example, as it is right now, we are talking to each other online. We are already paying for this on our business. It's not like you're getting a new expense. If you've got a laptop, a phone, and an idea and a bit of coaching, you can start something. You don't need like £10,000 or go to the bank for somebody to give you permission to book some money. So that has made it easier. But the biggest, like I said, is the fear of judgment.
Yes, absolutely. I think we worry too much about what other people think.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of us, we need that validation. We
Yeah.
need that, come on, you can do it. We need someone to reassure us, to encourage us. And sometimes we kind of feel so frightened and so scared just to make the move, just to start as well.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes dealing with the unknown, some of us are also not sure about, if we start, are we going to fail? The fear of
Yes.
failure. And also loneliness. Starting a business can be a lonely journey. Being an entrepreneur is very lonely. And so you kind of wonder, will I have a great support network? Do I have a team, who are helping me? Also making your own decisions, being able to make a decision that would actually create and attract more people into your business. So it's about knowing how to balance those decisions. Also thinking about finance. Will I be able to have enough money from the beginning? Like you said, starting a business now is a lot more easier. We have so much tools within us, right? And at the end of the day, there is enough for us to be able to actually start from where we are. And I always tell people that, we have everything that we need within us, and we just need to make a move and just get ready to give it a shot, and start by mapping out what exactly it is that we want to do. So, take us through maybe one or two steps when it comes to somebody having an idea and they come to you and they want you to help them to really bring this idea to life. So what do you actually take that person through, that client through?
Okay. So in my process, the process I take, I've got 4 pillars that I teach. The first one is called clarify. And when we talk about clarifying, it's getting clear on exactly the problem you solve, because business is basically solving a problem. It's taking somebody who has a problem from A to helping them solve that problem B and giving them that transformation. So you really need to be clear. And I always believe that you need to be known for one thing that you solve. And the example I give is like, if you've got a hand injury and you go to hospital and you need an operation, who are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the hand surgeon who specializes in operating hands only? Or are you going to pick a general surgeon who will take an appendix out, who stitch you here, who take a mole out? You'd choose the hand surgeon. So it's the same in business. Solve one problem, get known for that problem, and you become an expert, and you get referrals like that. And then you need to package your process. Yeah. For example, the 4 steps that I'm giving you, that's my process. So in whatever you do, you also need to have your process. That is what will guide you to take your client from A to B. And then you need to create an offer that is scalable. When I teach people, and I'm sure other coaches do that, I teach how to create a scalable offer, because with having a scalable offer, for example, if you are starting and you don't have a big audience and no one knows you much, it will be very hard for you to take that offer and create a membership site or a group program. But you can still take that offer and start having a practice of one-to-one clients. And as your clientele grows, that offer will still be good for either one-to-one, one-to-many, and a membership. And then my next step that I teach is to captivate, and you have to decide how you show up. It's about whether you use social media, and if you use social media, picking 1 or 2 that you're good at, and be consistent. And I know you are consistent. Every Tuesday, every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I know Hannah is up. So you have to be like that, so that, because no one is going to buy something from you the first time they see you. They need to start building a relationship with you. They need to start knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. So consistency and using and creating content that will attract your clients. And then the third step is to convert. and you have to upgrade your mindset to sell, because one of the biggest scary things that that people are afraid of is selling. Some people would rather die than stand there and sell something.
Right.
And then also knowing how to have a sales conversation so that you are booking clients. So those are the four things that are quite basic and quite important that you need to do. And one other thing is, as a beginner, the biggest thing that you need to do is sell, right? Because you are trying to make that money that will help you if you want to leave a job, or if you want just to have some financial comfort. And also telling your friends if you're starting, and they'll tell their friends. So that's how you can start. So those are the four main pillars that are quite important, and those that I teach as well.
Fantastic. So, it's about being clear, knowing what problem you are solving, also packaging your process, which is very important. Create an offer that is very scalable and captivate, be visible, and also ensure that your mindset is focused, which is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those wonderful pillars for those who are watching, who are thinking of starting a business. So these are four amazing pillars that will help you get started. And if you are stuck, then you can actually get in touch with Nomusa. She has a fantastic program. So take us through your wonderful program. What is it called, and what is the vision around this program? How did you birth it?
Right. A lot of people kept coming to me, asking me how I started. And basically, my program is called Profitable Expertise, because I know definitely that all of us have got an expertise that we can create a business around. So I've got two factors to my business. I do one-to-one coaching, which is over a few months. And I've got VIP days for those who really want to, get a whole bunch of things started in a day. And then I'll just follow up with them for about 30 days. And then I've also got a group coaching program that I'll be starting later on in the year. So basically, those are the three things that I do. And yeah.
Fantastic. So when is this program kicking off? The Profitable Expertise program. Have you started it already?
So the one-to-ones, people can apply. It's an application process, and I normally do work with about 7 people at any given time. And at the moment, I do have a few spots, and I've got an application form that you can fill in, and the group program, I've got a wait list for it that I'll be starting probably in the autumn later this year.
Fantastic. I mean, I could definitely vouch. It's a great program because I've actually done it as well. So if you're thinking of joining, so make sure that you do. You can actually find Nomusa's link in the show notes. So do get in touch with her should you have any interest in really creating a profitable business, turning your skills, your expertise into a great, successful business. So, through your journey of being an online business educator, I'm sure you would have encountered some form of challenges along the way. Do you want to share how you've been able to kind of overcome those challenges and what that challenge is?
I think for me, the first challenge I had was just with myself,
Yeah.
just having the confidence to go out there, and also how can I put it? Just trying to do a few things and failing, and just saying to myself, I can't give up. It's not. Sometimes you see people having success. It's not a success all the way. I mean, I've launched flops before, and then I've said to myself, right, let me pivot. What can I do? And what people need to realize is that failures are lessons, because failures will tell you, don't do this, try something else. So those are the main things. I used to beat myself up if I failed at something, but now I just take, you know what, I'd rather fail quickly and stop doing something that invest a lot of my time, invest a lot of my money on, to realize that this doesn't work. So, I just take that in my stride. But you get to know what triggers you, and giving up, you cannot give up. And I say to myself, it took me years to get to where I am. There are times when I think, oh my God, I'm going to pack it in. And then I say to myself, I've come so far, I can't. So those were the things, those are the struggles that I had. And I've always had like a network of people who cheer me on. My son would cheer me on, my husband would cheer me on. And I said, okay, let me just pick it up and do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all need fantastic cheerleaders within our corner. And we also have to strive to be our own cheerleader, because I feel like we need to encourage ourselves, and we need to just believe a little bit more. Some of us, we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in our abilities, in what we're able to deliver. We have so much greatness within us. We have so much visions that we need to birth it. Otherwise, we're going to be holding the world adept. What good is it for you to take your vision and your ideas and your expertise to the grave, while you can actually birth it and impact, make an influence, be an influence to other people's life. And so it's so important. We all experience, so many setbacks and self-doubt, but we must break through that cycle. We must, and the way to break through it, for me personally, in my opinion, is for us to actually take the first step. Once you've taken the first step, you've actually given yourself an opportunity. You've given yourself grace to shine, to be visible. You've given yourself grace to be able to stand strong and really deliver what you have been given to deliver, to execute with faith. So it's about taking the first step. Once you've done the first one, whatever it is, whether you want to show up online, whether you want to deliver a training, whether you want to host an event, whatever that is, whatever it looks like to you, take the first step. Once you've taken the first step, everything else comes easy. And then you start to build up yourself. You build up yourself, because sometimes we are our own, self-hindrance. Sometimes, we kind of push ourselves down. We don't believe enough in ourselves. And, you matter. You matter. You are amazing. You are great. You are awesome. You need to tell yourself that. The more you tell yourself, the more you show yourself self-love, and you care about who you are, the more other people will give you that love, will show you that love, will respect you. So whatever you give out, you receive. So it's important that you inject positivity out, and you love who you are, and you show up powerfully every time you're asked to show up, whether you're asked to come and speak, whether you're asked to come and host an event, whether you're going to be running a program. Show up, be yourself, be intentional, and be unapologetic, and just be you.
That's so right. And one other thing is, you always have to surround yourself with people who are slightly ahead of you. You shouldn't be, if you've got a group of friends, don't be the one who knows everything in that group, because the moment you're the one who knows everything in that group, it's time to move on, because that's the only way you can elevate.
Absolutely. I definitely concur with that. I always say, if you are in a room full of multimillionaires, and you are the sixth person, let's say there's five and you're the sixth person, there isn't any way that you're going to not be the sixth person that's going to become the millionaire, because you can't be surrounded with people with knowledge who have made all this amazing income, and you are left hanging, because they're going to help you. They're going to support you. They're going to guide you and give you the tools and the roadmap on how you can actually, become the sixth person. And you should be hungry to be asking them, how did you get to this level? What can I do? I want to stick to what I know. How can you help me to really get to this level? How can I scale? What can I do? So you need to be very inquisitive and ask questions, So it's about being in the right circle and surrounding yourself. Like Nomusa said, you need to challenge yourself. You need to always challenge yourself. If you are the one that knows more, it's time for you to elevate. There's nothing wrong in still helping those who are there, but it's time for you to elevate, because then you need to feed yourself. You need to feed your mind. You need to feed your knowledge so that you can grow and expand. Yeah, and that is what it's really all about, to be quite honest. Yeah, so Nomusa, tell us about some of the tools that you found very useful in business, because you run this online business program, and so it requires that some of your clients will be using online tools as well, in terms of helping them to kind of sell their own packages. And so it's important for them to kind of get an idea of the kind of tools that you've actually been able to use. What has worked for you? What have you found easy? And what is your go-to tool, really?
My go-to tool is Zoom. When the pandemic started and all these people going, oh, Zoom, 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 I'm thinking, where have you guys been? We've been using it for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So, like I said to you, for as little as £100 or $100, you can get yourself started. And sometimes you don't even need that much. If you're starting and you don't have a lot of money, if you've got a computer at home, good. You can download Zoom. Zoom is free if you're doing one-to-one, or even if you're doing one-to-many for a few minutes, you can use that for free. You can use your phone. If you want to be talking to people, you can use your phone. Google Docs, if you want to create some documents on Chrome, you can get yourself some Google Docs where you can create documents, freebies. And there are a lot of apps like graphic design apps that you can use for free. A lot of these apps, have got like trials, and they've got some versions that are free. You can start with that before you pay for them. And you can also have communications with your potential clients via emails. There's software that you can use. There's some that are free and there's some that are paid for. So basically, what a lot of my clients start with, we'll get them on Zoom, we'll get them on an email system, get them all set up, to create maybe spreadsheets, doing a bit of manual things. And for those who can afford, they get started straight away with paying up for software that they can use. So because basically you need to be able to communicate, you need to be able to be visible, and visibility is quite easy now because Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms are free, and you can take advantage of that. I mean, these are the best times, to be able to start a business. And because it's so easy, the barrier of entry is so low. That's why, you have to be really clear on what you do. You really need to be clear on your offer. Your offer needs to be irresistible, and you also need to be clear on who your potential clients are, so that the people you are trying to sell to will know exactly that you are able to solve their problem. So those are the basics, really.
Absolutely, indeed. I mean, I love what you said about, all the amazing tools. There is so many tools, it's unbelievable. So just use whatever works for you, and definitely what Nomusa has also mentioned as well, which is really great. Thank you so much, Nomusa. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show. I mean, do you have any sort of last words of encouragement, or even of aspirations for our guests who have been listening to your amazing talk today?
So what I always say to people is, don't have limiting beliefs of what your potential can be. I know a lot of moms will say, I don't have time, I've got kids, and if they're working full-time, I don't have time, I'm working full-time. But think of the time that you spend watching the telly, just chatting with friends, going to the pub, and think of things that you can outsource or get your family to help you do in the home, so that you can create that time. If you wake up, if let's say you start work at 9 o'clock and you normally get up at 7 to go to work, get up at 5, those 2 hours in the morning, and probably go to bed maybe an hour later. So each day you've got 3 hours a day that you can use, because every little bit that you do adds up to to growing your business. Like, the saying that says, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. That's how I always say, one bite at a time. You can build a business 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. You don't have to sit down with a big chunk of time. Have a plan and work your plan and make the time. So that's what I normally say to people, because there's always time. I know people always say this: if Beyonce can do all those things in 24 hours, I'm sure all of us can do something.
Exactly. Everything starts with you recognizing your skills and your passion, and then, obviously discovering the value of what you can actually deliver to others as well. It's about developing your skills. I mean, I believe definitely that everybody has some amazing skills. And so it's about using those skills in a way that could actually be a business for you and help you to generate and monetize it. So it's important that you're able to kind of get yourself a notes pad and a pen and just write down some of the things that you're good at. And I also find asking people around, what do you think I'm good at? What is it that people would call me for? What do you call me for, really? What do you think I can actually do? Just make a list and just write it down. That's the beginning of you actually starting to define your skills. We all have it, and it's important that we start. These are some easy, simple things that you can actually do. And some of us even have the skills naturally. So, blogging, people blog a lot. It's very, very easy and quite straightforward. Starting a blog is definitely a great place for you to start if that's something that you're good at. Even trying freelancing. Maybe you're good at doing, admin work. Maybe you're good at doing landing pages or stuff like that. Creating a short online course is another opportunity as well. And also consider maybe being an online coach. So there's so many that you can do. There is no limits unless you limit yourself.
Yes.
There is resource out there. There is support out there. There are coaches out there. There are mentors out there. And you can get all this in an affordable way, or you can also get them through your local business support hubs as well, who are offering you one-to-one support when it comes to starting a business. So the only limit is yourself. If you allow yourself to not move forward, then that would be on you. So it's time for you to kind of get out of your own way, and create room for greatness, because that's what we are all about. Helping women to achieve greatness, helping women to birth their dream vision, to really come out and execute it with faith. So thank you so much to all our amazing viewers. Thanks for watching us today. Please leave your comments and we'll be able to respond to those comments. And for those of you who have been giving me opportunity to be able to share my amazing platform with you, thank you so much. And for those of you who are interested in also starting your own podcast, kindly check the show notes and you'll be able to find information on how you can actually book yourself a podcast strategy session, and I'll be able to guide you through that. So to my wonderful guest, I want to say thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you to all our viewers, and until next time, I'm your host. Stay blessed. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.